Da 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 da. Hi, everybody. Just to let you guys know, you guys are like, where's Sabby? She's going to be back. She went to go get herself some tea. So just hang on. She'll be back. But I just want to say hello and welcome to everybody that is here on RBN for the Sabby and Jaybe show live here on July 28th, 2022. Just to let you guys know, the Sabby and Jaybe show always is on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also catch Sabby Sabs tomorrow night on Fridays at 6 p.m. on RBN. You can catch me on the JB show at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. And you can catch us both on the RBN Live on Tuesdays at 4. Yeah, I had to think about it for a second. But anyways, welcome to everybody. Please, if you guys have not yet, give our stream a like and as well as subscribe to our Patreon. Yes, that's right. We do have a Patreon. And we appreciate every single person who donates and who helps us out. So thank you so very much for that. By the way, make sure to take the poll at the top of the chat. We'll get to that a little bit later because there's some things that we want to talk about. So, of course, as you guys all know, this Sabby and Jaybe show is typically, something a little bit of a respite. Here she is. There she is.
Wow. I had to grab my tea, guys. I didn't have tea.
Yep. We got to do it. We got to make sure we have our tea. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things that I continuously let people know is that, it's kind of a break from the ultra serious topics. Now, I do have a topic. Now, Sabby, you don't know this, but I do have something that talks about unionization that actually has to do with Marvel. So we're going to talk about it a little bit too.
Oh.
See, okay. This is how we like to intersect things around here. See, this is what we do. Welcome to RBN, people. Set a spell and sit on down. All right, we have our brother in the chat. Nick is in the chat. He says, recast Black Panther. Ooh. Some people, do you agree with Nick? Do you disagree with Nick? Why and why not? Let's talk about it. Chicago, great one, says, in one possible future, cures for all diseases are found. Global conflict ends. Hunger is abolished. Education is universal and no one goes without. All hail God Emperor Doom. I see what you did there. We going into Secret Wars. Yes, I know. Chicago, great one. You are a great one. Let me tell you. All right. Recast and hire some decent writers. Interesting. Thank you, Hazy Way, for that. Welcome. P. Wayne Smith says, I think they will recast much later, just not now. So good to see you as well. Welcome. CBC voter Hank Wake is in the house. He says, I have not watched the newer version. Can you help me understand about the poll? Then I will vote. Now, here's the thing. The newest Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, does not come out until November of this year. So, but the first teaser trailer just came out.
That's right. So
I want to show it on here, but we can't because we're monetized. And you can't show a monetized video with the trailer.
It sucks.
I know. But if you want to watch it while I'm doing the introductions really quick and then come back, it's only a 2-minute teaser trailer. But
yeah.
By the way, have some tissues with you. Just letting you know. All right.
Yeah. Get ready for that.
Yeah. Ashura, so good to see you. She says, recast T'Challa. I never thought even RBN would be for this. She's like, blasphemy. This is gonna be fun. All right. Oh wait, she said, "Oh, I never thought RBN would be talking about this." Oh, we are geeks around here.
Yeah, there used to be Jackie and Meg used to do a show on here called Nerdolitics, and they used to talk about Marvel stuff all the time, and some DC, but mainly Marvel.
Yeah, and I'm a nerd. I mean, Nick has said he's a nerd.
We're all nerds around here.
Yeah, why not? I mean, look, Rome is a Dragon Ball nerd.
Yep.
So we all nerds, and it's good to be a nerd, you know. Out of the legacy of Steve Urkel. Gamers, good to see you in the chat. Sean Brock is in here. You're torn. Many of us are torn. All right. P. Wayne Smith says X-Men. Yes. Wait, I can't wait to talk about that too. Oh, that's Jimmy's right. Live streaming
on a Thursday.
On a Thursday.
What?
I know, right? Interesting.
He's off on Thursdays.
Must be something interesting in the news today. All right. John Kemper is in the house. You know what? I'm gonna nickname you. I'm gonna nickname you Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel. You know why? Because, gosh, what's his actual name? Hang on. I gotta make sure I get this right. Let me see. What's his actual name? Damn. It's not coming up. Let me see.
I forget.
Adam Bashir. So you're Blue Marvel Adam Bashir. If you do not know who Blue Marvel is, John Kemper, I want you to look him up. He is a badass superhero. And when I think they're going to bring him into the MCU, and when they do, it's over. It's over. It's over. I'm telling you right now. All right. Sweary Fairy's in the chat. Hi, nostalgia. Yes, that's what we are all about. Nick is in here saying, what's up to gamers? So good. All right. Let me see. Terry Connolly is in the chat. Leroy is in here too. All right. Krona Ursa says, I was thinking of a plot where the alternate T'Challa would come in and be about him and the people of Wakanda dealing with him being there in mourning. That's interesting. All right. Violet Blue says, nice to see you back and happy so. Yes. Am I still in pain? Yes. Is it bothering me that much? Not as much. Thank goodness. Plus, I got my homegirl here. So, you know, my homegirl standing to my left. Am I right, True Brew? It's quite like blue.
I haven't been living single in a long time, JB.
check it out.
Oh man, I haven't been living single in a long time. I don't want to go back to that life.
No. It's a very lonely life. Well, it depends. It depends on, your mental state, because you can also still be single and be really happy. But dating out here in this economy, hell no.
No.
Lucas says, anyone have a heart-shaped herb to share? I could use an energy boost. Me too, Luca. Me too. There will be no challenge today for the Black Panther. Sorry.
Oh, no.
There will be no challenge today. Oh, man. Nick said, I identify with Doctor Strange. Yeah, I feel strange. Let me see. Who else is also new in the chat? Oh, we have a super chat. Lucretia Williams says, glad you're feeling better. My cat is named JB. Jean Baptiste. Love both of y'all's work. Thank you so much. And also, thank you and a love to Jean Baptiste as well. All right. Meow, meow, baby. Meow, meow.
Oh, boy.
I know. It got in my system. All right. So, shall we get into it?
Let's. So I guess I should explain to people what happened recently. So for those who are not aware, Comic-Con just happened in San Diego. For those who don't know, like it's a big deal. It's like the biggest one. They do have them in different cities, but the one in San Diego is like the real deal. Like tickets sell out like that, right? So at Comic-Con, for those who are not aware, what they do is they introduce movies that are coming up, usually the comic book theme like movies and shows as well. And so what they have introduced this time around is the new MC universe. So we are now entering into different phases. So just to recap really quick, if you think about Avengers, we had Avengers Endgame, right? So that kind of wrapped up that part of the universe in reference to Captain America's story as Steve Rogers. Now you have a new Captain America. He passed it on to not
Sam
Bucky,
Wilson.
but Sam Wilson. And so that actually kicked off with the TV show Falcon Winter Soldier. And so same thing. Loki went off and did his TV show, and then you had the TV show for Wanda, which was WandaVision, and then there's another one. Oh, Hawkeye's TV show also kicked off on Disney Plus. You have Miss Marvel. So you guys see where this is going. But a lot of people who are not so much familiar with the comic books were like, okay, what happens now that Captain America's done and Iron Man, Tony Stark, passed away? Now we're entering into a new phase.
Yeah. And so right now we are in phase 3. I mean, through all 3 phases took place from 2008 to 2018. And the official last movie for phase 3 was actually Spider-Man Far From Home. And that was kind of like the epilogue of the ending, right? And so it started phase 4 with WandaVision. And so now we're basically towards actually the tail end of phase 4. It was actually announced by executive producer Kevin Feige of Marvel that phase 4 will end with Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And so the plans were a little bit different back then, but they made that's going to be the bookend of basically phase 4. And so right now we're watching, they have right now Miss Marvel, which I did watch. Which it's not bad. It's pretty good. It's more for it kind of feels like it's more for a younger crowd.
Yeah.
But it all still intersects Marvel wise, so it's gonna be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm actually pretty, as kind of a bit of a geek in this, because growing up, because y'all heard me, I was singing the theme song to X-Men. So I'm excited. And so X-Men in the MCU is going to be, I think it's going to trickle in.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be one big movie. What do you think, Sabs?
I think it's going to trickle in too. Do we have the video with the timeline?
Yes.
So we can show people that. But while you're getting that ready, I'll tell them about X-Men. For those who are not aware, so the X-Men films that you've seen in the past, that was actually owned by Fox.
Yes.
So those contracts ended. Because those contracts have ended, that means that you're most likely not going to see the same actors play those characters, which means that someone else is probably going to be Wolverine besides Hugh Jackman. And then there's a certain timeline from when they're allowed to start filming X-Men again because of that contract with Fox. So this is where it gets tricky because yes, X-Men is Marvel, but Fox owned those movies. So I don't know if they're going to start over from the beginning again or a different story or whatever, but it might be a minute before we see X-Men again as a part of the MCU. But they're not the only ones. There's other people that are coming too, but I'm going to let JB play the vid.
Yeah. And before I get to that, just to also add to what you were saying, this is why they can still use people. Exactly. This is why they can use people like Patrick Stewart as Professor X in the last, spoiler warning, in the last Doctor Strange movie, but they also could still bring in Hugh Jackman for a cameo. Just saying. They can bring in Famke Jensen as Jean Grey. So they can bring a lot of different people in, just to, kind of weave that multiversal, because we're right now in the multiversal saga. They can weave that in. And also remember that Fantastic Four was also owned by Fox, but now they're owned by Disney. So with that being said, either during 2025 or after 2025, you can have the entire X-Men roster played by brand new people. And then also, so you can have also Fantastic Four, coming in, which we will get into right now. Yes, by the way, that was also a really great movie, X-Men Days of Future Past. Let's share the screen. Share the screen. Share the screen. Share.
I'm so excited for this. I'm such a Marvel nerd. I'm so happy for this.
Yep. All right. So this is from the channel Superhero World. So thanks, Superhero World, for being in Hall H and showing us. All right. So here we go.
Going through what we have in store, that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania kicks off Phase 5.
Now, to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, just to let you guys know, it's going to be Ant-Man, the Wasp, and his daughter, okay, who are also going to be in it. But the major villain is Jonathan Majors playing Kang the Conqueror. Yep. But if you guys watched Loki, see, this is why the TV shows are important. If you watch Loki, then you would have saw, spoiler warning, at the end of the Loki series, he actually makes an appearance as He Who Remains. And so Jonathan Majors' Kang is going to be, just like Thanos was the big villain over, the Infinity Saga, now you're going to have Jonathan Majors' Kang the Conqueror over the multiversal saga. So he's going to be the big villain. So he's showing up in Quantumania. So
that's why I just want to add that this is why it's important that you see the TV shows as well, you guys. Because it may be a little bit confusing if you haven't seen any of those spin-off shows on Disney Plus, and then you're just going straight to the next movie. It may be a little bit confusing because there's things that they reveal in those shows that actually impact the movies that are coming out.
Sorry, this tea is just too damn good. I put my foot in that tea. But also, by the way, little side note, Bill Murray's actually going to be an Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So, all right, continuing on.
Coming to Disney Plus, Secret Invasion. It is an honor to say that finally, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We are shooting right now our new series for Disney Plus, Echo, and I can't wait for you to meet all of the characters. We're in production on The Marvels, the sequel to Captain Marvel 2. Loki Season 2 is shooting.
Loki was good.
The film that we announced at the end of our last panel, Blade, starring Mahershala Ali. We start filming this October. Our series Ironheart is a part of it.
Now, Ironheart is going to be appearing in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
This is why you have to see all the movies, because I know some people have jumped around and they haven't watched the movies in the order that they came out, and there's like, what is going on? It's kind of confusing. And I do want to point to the fact that notice they said Blade. So yes, if you saw the older Blade movies with Wesley Snipes, it's that Blade. It's coming back, but obviously it's not going to be Wesley Snipes this time. Wesley is a lot older now. So but JB knows, I think, who is going to play Blade.
It's going to be actor Mahershala Ali. If you guys ever seen Green Book, if you ever seen, I don't know if you guys ever seen, oh my God, what's the House of Cards on Netflix? He was in that show. He was also in he's an Oscar award winning actor, and he
Yep.
was in Moonlight.
He was
That
also Luke Cage. He was in Luke Cage as the villain, as
Oh,
one
for
of the
real?
villains. Yeah, he was in the Luke Cage show, which
Oh.
Netflix got rid of those because Disney bought the rights to Marvel. So I know that, well, I won't give away just yet, but last I heard from the actors that were in Luke Cage, they said they weren't sure if they were going to come back or not. But if they do come back, it will probably be on Disney Plus, not on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cottonmouth. That's who he was in Luke Cage, Cottonmouth.
Oh, okay. I never watched any of the Marvel Netflix shows. I never watched. I know. I'm a bad.
JB.
I know. I'm a bad geek. I know. JB, stop it. But yeah, I gotta catch up. So, all right. So, and then Ironheart is basically gonna be in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Look out for her. She basically, in a sense, takes Tony Stark's place, in a way. So, just keep an eye out for that.
We've already talked about Catherine Hahn, amazing, returning in her own series, Agatha, Coven of Chaos.
Catherine Hahn did such a good job with Agatha.
Yes. For those who don't know, she's the villain in WandaVision. So I'm excited to see that too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pumped.
Who's been pulling every evil string? It was Agatha all along.
Yep.
And she killed Sparky too. Oh gosh, that's gonna be interesting.
And I am very happy to confirm that Sam Wilson will be appearing in the next Captain America film.
That's right. Can you pause it for just a second, JB?
Yeah.
Can you say something about, because some people were like, Captain America isn't black. Can you please explain that to people?
Oh Lord. Okay. Let me tell y'all something. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. No. Wait. Okay. So first of all, the title for that next Captain America movie, New World Order. Oh boy. What timing? But the thing is that in the comics, Sam Wilson becomes Captain America, right? Yeah. Not Captain Falcon. I know some of y'all gamers. But Captain America, he becomes Captain America. He hands it over to Captain America. Those of you that saw, Avengers Endgame saw that he gave the shield and the mantle of Captain America to Sam Wilson. He didn't give it to Bucky. He gave it to Captain America. In a different universe, yeah, it goes to Bucky, but it goes to Sam. Now, gosh, you have some people, a lot of the edgelord geeks. Unfortunately, within this community, there's also a lot of people that have very misogynistic and racist takes, and they'll look at somebody like Sam Wilson and be like, no, he's not Captain America. He shouldn't be Captain America because he's black.
Yep.
They covered all that in Falcon and Winter Soldier. In fact, Isaiah, I forgot his last name. But he was actually given the super soldier serum before Steve Rogers. And they were testing on them. And then I think it's Isaiah, I forgot. But they actually made a comic book with him, and how they didn't want a black man to be Captain America. So they covered that even in the show. And now you got people in real life going, oh man, he's not Captain America. When God, I'm forgetting names today. Chris Evans actually had to come out in public on Twitter and tell everybody Sam Wilson is Captain America.
Yep.
He literally had to come. The actor literally had to come out and say, no. Sam Wilson's Captain America now.
That's right. So you can tell, like I said, some people are not paying attention to the actual comic book. But even so, even if that wasn't the case in the comic book, so what? We were just talking about this a couple days ago, and this is DC. But I don't know how many people watch the show The Flash. I love that show. The DC shows are great. The DC movies not so much. But in The Flash, they made Iris black. And the actress who plays Iris actually came out recently on a podcast, and she said that she thought about quitting after the first season because she was getting so many racist attacks being that character on that show. And she said that she wished that the show, I mean, they know more about it now, but she said in the beginning, she wished they would have had something in place, some kind of support system for those kinds of attacks. Like, they weren't thinking about it because they're not black. It's just a reality. Like, they didn't think about it, but she was talking about that on a podcast about how it was so bad. Like, she's surprised she made it even past the first season. So there's a lot of like racism and, like JB was saying, misogyny, like in this culture as well. You wouldn't think that it would be, but yeah.
And here's my thing, and I know we're pausing on this for a second, but I hate when people go, "Oh my God, these comic book movies are becoming too woke." Let me ask you something, okay? Hey, hold on. Let me do this right quick. Let me ask you something. What in the hell did you think was the influence behind comic books in the first place? It was woke culture. Look. Let me tell you something, all right? What was the first comic books from Captain America? What was he doing? He was an anti-fascist. He was punching Hitler in the face in the comics.
Yep.
Or people want to talk or people want to talk about, the X-Men. The X-Men was basically a placeholder for the the civil rights era. Because remember, the X-Men came out in the 60s.
Yep.
And so it was talking about the civil rights era. Black Panther, T'Challa, was actually written and created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, two Jewish guys. So with that being said, it is all up and through the comic books. The people that you guys love to revere, So, I mean, people want to talk about, there's it's too much, there's too much politics. I'm like, that's what the undercurrent of these comics are. Hell, Star Wars is woke. Star Wars is anti-fascist. Star Wars actually goes up against fascism. Just as George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, about it. So this gets on my nerves. And then people are like, so there was a podcast stream that actually saw they looked at the trailer for the new Black Panther movie, and two people in there, a woman and a man, were upset that there weren't enough men in the movie.
Yep.
I wish I could be kidding. And it was an all-black podcast, and they were mad that there wasn't enough men, and they think that it's being too woke or girl power-ish. I'm like, hold up. Nobody said a damn thing in Iron Man 2 when all you had was Scarlett Johansson and Gwyneth Paltrow in the movie. And the rest of everybody was a man. Nobody said a damn word about it. Nobody says a damn word about Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, when the only female in the entire group were Nebula and Gamora. That's it. Everybody else was a man, including Groot. Everybody. And so if it's a majority women, okay, that's the way the story goes. It just gets on my nerves. It's just like, what is like so many, especially a lot of dudes in the geek space. It's like, why are you so pressed, right?
Mm-hmm. But I have to say, like, those women that are in Black Panther 2, they were in the first one too. So it's like
Exactly. The only one that wasn't in there is going to be Riri Williams, and another one. She's also in there. But so what? So what? I mean, and it's based on African culture, which is a deeply maternal culture. So of course, like, why are people getting so pressed about having, you know, a majority women in there? The Dora Milaje is literally a King's Guard. They're all women. It's like people, you know, sometimes they be showing their whole ass in this stuff, man.
Yep.
You know.
No,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah, Tiberius is right. The Dora Milaje, they're badasses. Yes. They can take down, they literally can take down a super soldier. They're trained to do so. They're trained to be able to take down a king. Because remember, in the first Black Panther, Killmonger, they went up against Killmonger. And so they had, as a group, to go up against him. Same thing they did with in Falcon the Winter Soldier. Especially when Bucky started to help out and try to get them to stop. They literally disarmed Bucky. Literally. So, you know, it just gets on my nerves, man.
It's annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah.
But can we finish? Should we go back to the video?
Sure, definitely.
So we can finish the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's so much coming, you guys. There's so much. People think Marvel is like done. Like they're not even. They're just getting started.
Baby,
It's gonna be hard to top Avengers, though.
It is.
You know, it's hard to top that.
Yeah, you're right.
And rounding out Phase 5, we have a series on Disney Plus. This is very special. It is going to be an 18-episode first season. 18 episodes. Daredevil Morning Light.
Yeah. Daredevil's back, son.
Daredevil's coming back.
Yeah, Daredevil was on Netflix. That was one of the Netflix Marvel shows, and now they're gonna bring it back, and it's gonna be on Disney Plus. And he said 18 episodes, which is huge for Disney Plus Marvel shows, because none of those shows have, I think, more than 8 episodes.
Yeah, they're around eight, sometimes 6. But yeah. You're right. But yes, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are returning for their roles in the show. So it's not going to be a new actor. So that's going to be really cool. Let's continue.
I hope you've heard of Mr. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. Phase 5 will culminate. I'm taking you guys all through it right now. The end of Phase 5 on November 8th, 2024.
Now this is Phase 6.
Yep.
Fantastic Four is coming in Phase 6 in November 8th of 2024. So basically around the time of the presidential election. Just to let y'all know.
Yeah.
You politics nerds, it's going to be around the presidential election. Just to let you guys know. Oh, God. I'm so stupid. What the hell is in that tea?
Now, there's a lot of dates there, and I'm not going to be plenty of time to have more surprises to take you through everything. But you might want to know how Phase 6 ends. And there are 2 films that bring Phase 6 to a close. Taste of where we're headed with Phase 6, and of course, once we have gotten through Phase 4, Phase 5, Phase 6, that will complete the second saga of the MCU, which is, of course, the Multiverse Saga.
Yes. Oh boy.
That is an amazing logo, but I have to say, your hat is great.
Thank you. I like hats, and I like the logos on hats. And if anybody else likes this hat, you can all get one. Because everyone in Truth can get one of these hats.
Lucky! I want the hat.
Oh my gosh. Yes, guys, there's going to be more Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
More Avengers. And hopefully they'll get to the point, I don't know yet for sure, but hopefully they'll get to the point where X-Men teams up with the Avengers, because that happens in the comic book.
Yeah. There's even a comic where I think it's the first comic where Hulk and Wolverine fight each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's coming, you guys.
Yeah. By the way, those of you who read the comics, I think Secret Wars also includes Doctor Doom. So with that being said, one of the biggest villains in Marvel, Doctor Doom. I don't know who would play it. I don't know who would be great to play it. But I'm telling you right now, Doctor Doom would be up here. It's gonna be it's gonna be exciting. I also had something else to share too. I think it was this. Hang on. Okay. Can I? I don't know if I can rewind this. Hang on. The only problem with these shorts is that you can't scroll them back. So
that's okay. Just let it. Just you can start it and then just let it replay.
Yeah,
yeah. I know those are weird like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Let me stop sharing. Let me see. That's the one thing I wanted to put in there. Let me see. Oh, it's almost done anyway. So, but yeah, I'm going to show this because this is a little tidbit of information I just thought that was really interesting. Let's share the screen. Oh wait, share audio. I wonder if I can enlarge this. No.
I know those shorts, those things are weird like that. I don't like that it's,
I know.
They have that format. It's just weird.
See, I just enlarged it, but it still keeps the same size. Whatever. All right. Oh well.
That Scarlet Witch in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Her outfit is very similar to that of Magneto. The small cutout on her neckline is her way of keeping Vision close to her heart. It is similar to Vision Mind Stone socket. When she was fighting the Illuminati, this is not blood on her face. An earlier scene when she breached the compound, she fought against the Ultron bots. In this bot cam, one of the bot that was blown to bits, splashed oil on her face. In Wundagore, this statue that looks like Scarlet Witch is modeled after the Hindu goddess Kali. Kali is the goddess of time, destruction, and she is also considered a strong mother figure. The acronym for Multiverse of Madness is MOM, which spells mom, in
Interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought about that. I was just like, what?
reference to Scarlet Witch as a mom looking for her two sons. At the same time, America is a daughter looking for her two moms. The movie was released Friday, May 6th, the week before Mother's Day. Did you know?
Crazy, right?
I didn't think about that at the time.
Yeah, me neither. I was just like, what? Okay, that makes sense though. Yeah, I'm just, yeah. But my whole thing is, they have to do it right when it comes to Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Right.
It's one of the top grossing movies for Marvel. And for that being said, I honestly think there's going to be a couple groups of people. There's going to be the skeptics because T'Challa was not recast.
Right.
There's going to be the people who just love love Black Panther, the first one, so they're going to come back and see the second one. And then you're also going to have the hate watchers. And the hate watchers are the people who are going to nitpick and look for anything wrong. Now, were there some things wrong with Black Panther? Yeah, there was. But at the same time, some people, I think they were looking for things wrong, partly because it's an all-black cast. But, you know, you can't pinpoint that down. But sometimes I'm like, I don't know. Like, some people are being a little too nitpicky, but
I have this clip here I want to show about Namor.
Sure.
Namor the sub.
Wow, why does it have to be so loud? Okay, sorry. All right, I'm sharing it now.
They say that about me.
Yeah, Namor. So this is an important character that will be in Wakanda forever. So they did change this a little bit, but just listen to what this guy says. So Black Panther Wakanda forever, Tenoch Huerta as Namor the Submariner. So this will be interesting, you guys. So here we go.
Namor the Submariner is here for Wakanda forever. Hey everybody, I'm Adam Martinetti, and I'm going to bring a towel to the movie just in case. This year's San Diego Comic-Con held many gems, among them the first trailer for Marvel's Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and it featured the character of Namor the Submariner. Namor, to be played by Tenoch Huerta, is one of Marvel's oldest characters, going all the way back to 1939. You may notice that he has a few similarities to another famous superhero. He was born to an Atlantean princess and a human. He protects the seas from any threat, has superhuman strength, speed, and can breathe underwater. Ring any Aqua bells? Yes, he's very similar to DC's Aquaman, with the important distinction that Namor can also fly. In the Marvel Universe, Namor's powers are seen as a mutation, which is a theme lately in Marvel releases, teasing out the existence of mutants in the MCU. Whether that will be addressed in Wakanda Forever, we don't know quite yet. In the trailer that was released this weekend, there's a lot going on, especially with Namor and his Atlantean soldiers, who are going to war with Wakanda for as yet unspecified reasons. Black Panther Wakanda Forever hits theaters November 11th, 2022. I'm Adam Martinetti, and don't forget to head over to Collider.com.
Yeah.
Okay, so that character is very important.
Yeah. And he's one of the oldest Marvel characters, by the way. Yeah. And by the way, Namor is actually older than Aquaman by 2 years. So Aquaman is actually a copy of Namor.
There's a lot of I guess I don't want to say duplicates per se, but there's a lot of that with MCU and DC. If you think about characters that are similar in a way and they have different names.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different ones. I mean, I don't know as much about DC as I would like to, but I do know that there is, a lot of similarities. And the fact that Namor is going to be a mutant, because if you look at all the Atlanteans in the movie, they're all blue skin. Namor's the only one that has, regular skin tone, like a human skin tone. So that's going to be also very interesting as well. And as far as Namor the Submariner and the Atlanteans, they're going to have a more Aztec or Mayan type of culture. So now you're adding in not just, having a cast of black people, but it's black and brown now. So now you're going to have, a whole race of people where their culture is based on, Mayan, Aztec, and basically indigenous culture. So I think it's actually pretty cool to include that in that way, because how many indigenous cultures do you see depicted in comic books or even comic book movies like that?
Right. I found a trailer that I think we can play because it's a reaction vid.
Yeah, we can do reaction vids.
Okay.
I think we can do
for Black Panther.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just fast forward through all this yada yada yada. No one cares. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
The film review people crack me up because they talk for a lot in the beginning, and I just be like, dude, just get to the point, bro.
Some
Okay,
of
let
them
me-
do that for a reason, though, because they copyright stuff and whatever.
That's a good point. All right, so this is the only way we can show it on here, you guys, is we can show a reaction vid of the trailer. So here we go.
Late to the film, they're good.
No woman, no cry. Little darling, don't shed no tears. No woman, no cry. Good friend we have, and good friends we've lost along the way. In this great future, you can't forget your past. So dry your tears, I say.
Life. Any more?
Were they riding the whales?
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
Hey!
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone.
Wow. Oh my God.
Have I not given everything?
The heart. The iron heart.
Damn.
Hey! Fuck!
Wow.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Thoughts?
That whisper at the end, Wakanda forever. He's like, what? Oh man. I honestly, Ryan Coogler, who's the director of this movie and the first Black Panther, he has to set the right tone. Because you had a lot of people who are on different sides of this. You have one side of people who are basically like, nah, we should recast T'Challa. You can't not have him in there. But then you also have another side that says, well, no, we don't need to, because, you know, Chadwick Boseman embodied that character, so just leave it with him. So before we get to that, can I get these 2 super chats, please?
Go right ahead.
All right. Tiberius says, question: Who would you like to play Professor Xavier and Magneto in the upcoming X-Men film? I would like to see Giancarlo Esposito as Professor X. Actually, I've seen an article about that.
Oh, I don't know who else I would want to play them. I mean, because it's been them for so long.
Yeah.
Same thing with Wolverine. Like I told you,
Yeah.
like who would play that part?
Yeah. I mean, you could do Giancarlo Esposito. And people who don't know who Giancarlo Esposito was, I don't know if anybody has watched the Mandalorian. He was basically the big bag in Mandalorian. And so that's who he was. I can't remember other shows and movies he's been in. I apologize, but Giancarlo Esposito, I think it could probably work. You know who I think should play Magneto? And people are gonna look at me weird, but just stay with me here. All right. I forgot his name. Hang on. Let me see. Come on, Google. Give me what you got. Let me see. I think this is him. Yeah. I would either pick him to play Magneto or Cable. Stephen Lang.
Oh.
Something tells me you don't know who that is.
I may know the face. That's the thing. I forget a lot of people's names, but if I see the face, I might recognize him.
All right. So I'm going to share my screen. So I think this would be a great running for either Cable or Magneto.
Okay.
So this guy, he was in Avatar. He was the general, that buff general. I think he would be either a great Magneto or a Cable. I'm leaning on Magneto, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think he would be a great Magneto.
Interesting.
I mean, he's already in a franchise. I can't wait. Did he die in? I think he died in Avatar. I don't know. I only watched it once, but yeah, I honestly do think that he will be good. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know this dude. I actually haven't seen Avatar.
Go. It's not bad. It's not bad, but I think it's all right. I think we should get Sigourney Weaver into the MCU. Something. I don't know. I don't care what, but just get her into the MCU.
That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I'm still trying to think who would play Wolverine. Like, I think that would be very difficult to cast.
There was a guy who everybody was talking about who should play Wolverine. Did I save it? I don't think I did. I forgot his name, but it's oh, he was the last person in the video that I sent you in text.
I don't remember.
It's okay. No, it's all good.
I looked at a lot of videos today. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna exaggerate.
No, I thought I sent it to you. Wait. Oh yeah. Let me see if it's in the timestamps. Everybody's talking about a guy named Taron Egerton. Let me see. Okay. So everybody's been talking about this guy. Because apparently they say he's really good. Somebody actually also even said they thought Tom Hardy. Interestingly enough.
Tom Harding?
Tom Hardy, yeah.
But he's Venom.
I know, but he's part of the Sony universe.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But
this
can you see some mutton chops on him? Yeah. There. Some people are saying they want him to be Wolverine.
I could see that. He would have to. I think he'd have to buff up a little bit, JB.
Yeah.
Remember Hugh Jackman had to do that?
Well, originally, if you watch the first movie, Hugh Jackman wasn't that buff in the first X-Men.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, he had some definition, but he wasn't like buff. But I mean, now with these guys now, they can just, they can get on the diet, and next thing you know, they'll have 2% body fat, in 3 weeks. So, but yeah, so that's who they were looking at. As far as now, who I wanted a specific person to play Emma Frost. I wanted Charlize Theron to play Emma Frost.
I can see that.
Yes. But the problem is Charlize Theron is already now in the MCU. So, and she came in the end of Doctor Strange. So, but now they're floating around Margot Robbie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You told me a while back the woman you believe should play Storm. I can't remember her name, but she had the exact, like, her bone structure, her cheekbones. It looks exactly like Storm, the comic book Storm.
Yeah. So I was thinking of oh my God. I'm forgetting names today. Let me see.
Oh no.
Tika Sumpter. Tika Sumpter, I think I think she would be amazing. So let's get a picture. Because, I mean, the second runner-up would have been Michaela Cole, but she's already in Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Right. I know that's the only thing about some of these actors are already in superhero or supporting roles for like those superheroes.
Yeah, that's Tika Sumpter.
Yes. She has like you know what I mean? Like she has the cheekbones and everything, like just like the character does in the comic book.
Yeah. And Tika Sumpter, I honestly do think, that she would, I think she would be an amazing, I think she would be an amazing person, at least visually,
Mm-hmm.
to be, and as a role for Storm. But I also want somebody that's kind of tall, because I see Storm as a tall woman.
Right.
Because she's from direct African descent. And on top of that, you need somebody that has kind of like a regal look. Now, if we were back in the, let's say, the 90s, I would have picked Angela Bassett to be Storm.
Yeah. Again, like with Storm, you really need to have the cheekbones because, like, I don't know, she was one of my favorite characters from X-Men when I was little. But although Halle Berry did a good job, Halle Berry that's not what Storm looks like if you actually look at the comic books. But I think they picked Halle Berry because she was really popular at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, I mean, I hate to put it this way, but the colorism also makes it, has something to do with it too.
Yeah, because when I mentioned this to people before too, they were pointing out light-skinned Black women. They were pointing out people or biracial Black women, and I was like, that's not Storm. Like, that's not, you know what I mean? I'm like, why do you guys always point to them first? Or I don't know how tall she is. I'd have to check, or Keke Palmer.
I thought about Keke Palmer, but I'm like, I think her features are a little softer than what I would like. But don't get me wrong, Keke Palmer is also really good. But I just don't know if I can see her for Storm. I would love to see her in the MCU because I think Keke Palmer can act her butt off.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I remember her as a kid. The first thing I saw her in was the Spelling Bee movie. She's a kid.
Akilah and the Bee?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The first time I saw her was in Tyler Perry.
Nick said, about part 2, Storm lost her African accent.
Yeah, like what? Like, give it back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we spent a lot of time on that one. Colin said, I'm interested to see how Marvel deal with two isolationist cultures being thrust into a globalist capitalist society. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm actually interested in that too, because that's going to be intense, because if you've seen in the trailer, plus at the end of the first Black Panther, T'Challa and now his mother, Queen Ramonda, they end up at the United Nations.
Yep.
Now, what she's going to say at the United Nations, I have no idea. I don't know. Creative Experiment says Ethan Hawke should have always been Doctor Strange. Cumberbatch had to force makeup to make him look like Ethan Hawke. What?
Okay. Cumberbatch doesn't look anything like his characters in person. Like, if you see him in regular interviews, he doesn't look anything like the characters that he plays.
Yeah.
He looks very different. It's interesting. I've noticed that about him. Every movie I've seen him in, I'm like, oh my God, he does not look like that at all. So yeah, they do change his appearance a lot, but I didn't think about that. But yeah, Ethan Hawke, that's basically kind of what Doctor Strange looks like. If you think about it.
I guess so.
But then Ethan Hawke is also in Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing too. That's the other Marvel show that they added on Disney Plus is Moon Knight.
Yeah, because they put him as Arthur Harrow in Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm. Can I show the other surprise, JB?
Sure.
All right, this is also a reaction one too, because we got to be safe copyright wise. But this is another one that's coming out. So everyone, please get ready for this. Please get excited. I've been waiting for this one. I really have. Let's go. Another one that was mentioned during Comic-Con. So here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Wow! Jeez, what the hell, man?
Still in control, no overwhelming feelings of rage.
No, a normal amount of rage.
You do revert back to Gen form when you sleep.
Was the air horn really necessary?
For comedy, absolutely. This is a multi-year journey you're about to embark on.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's your best friend?
Nikki.
Spandex. Spandex is your best friend. Being Hulk asks for balance.
Wowie. Not bad.
You have so much more to learn. Yes.
So clearly nailing it at all these things.
If you want to go back to life as a lawyer, I respect that.
Oh. Yeah. Breaking the fourth wall.
More and more eccentric superhumans are coming out of the woodwork. We're going to launch a division for them. And I want the She-Hulk to be the face of it. Jennifer Waters.
Got it. Okay.
I have a serious conflict of interest. This man tried to kill my cousin, Bruce.
Yeah, that's quite all right.
Oh. People only care because I'm representing Emil Blonsky. I think they care because they're like, hey, that girl's great. Jen, do your thing. God, I really like this outfit.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of this.
Yo!
Oh,
my dude!
Our universe is on the edge of a precipice.
I am a lawyer. We do things by the book.
The book of Ashanti.
No, the book of American laws.
Whether you like it or not, you're now a superhero.
Let's do this. You know that friend you had in high school? Who was way cooler than you were, attractive, got all the attention from everyone.
Yes, I know that from.
Hello.
I think I'm jealous. Is that what I'm feeling?
I wonder if it will not be blurred in the actual episode.
About to say that, yeah. It's the new phase.
There he is.
That should be good, JB.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. There's gonna be a lot of cameos too. I think.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too.
Yeah.
We don't know who that was at the end.
Oh, yes, we do. Girl, you watch the Netflix show all through, you know, and you don't. Sabby, come on.
It went too fast for me at the end.
That was Daredevil.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, it was a different. It looked, the color of the suit looked different.
It was like a dark red, yeah. But you know, Charles. You know, I mean, he's a lawyer and she's a lawyer. Of course, they're gonna show up.
It looked black to me. Maybe that's just on my screen.
Maybe.
But it should be good.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. And yes, somebody asked me a question if I saw Miss Marvel. I did. I saw all 6 episodes.
I haven't started it yet. Don't tell me things.
Okay. Okay.
I'll start it this weekend.
Colin says the beautiful thing about Black Panther wasn't about T'Challa. It was the ensemble that also got us chance to shine. I am so excited to see how the rest of the characters will grow and develop since T'Challa. That's a good point too. I wanted to take a look at. Hang on, let me see if I can get to the. Okay. I'm getting to the. I wonder how. Oh, you know what? I'll just share my screen so you guys can see the results of the poll.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very, very interesting. Sorry. All right. The poll is Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa in Black Panther Wakanda Forever should have been recast. Agree, recast him, 58%. Disagree, do not recast him, 42%. Out of 99 votes. It's kind of split.
Does this mean recast his character or recast just make someone else the Black Panther?
I was asking it under the premise of just recast.
Oh, just make someone else his character?
Yes, that's what I was talking about. And so there's a lot of people who said that no, just bring in a new guy, have him play T'Challa, which a lot of people are leaning towards. You guys want to know? Y'all want to know how I voted? Because I voted. I don't know about you. Did you vote, Sabs?
I think I did.
Okay.
I thought I did.
Okay. I voted to do not recast him.
Right.
A lot of people are going to look at me and go, JB. And here's my thing. He was T'Challa. Like, and number one, I mean, you could recast him, but if you do, everybody, including people in this chat, are going to hold up the new actor to Chadwick Boseman's quality, you know, basically through a microscope. And if he doesn't do that good of a job as T'Challa, next thing you know, movie goes down. And so everybody's going to be comparing the new person's T'Challa versus Chadwick Boseman. And there's going to be a more of a lean or more of a bias towards Chadwick Boseman because he died.
Right.
And so it's like, just like how you can't see Iron Man other than somebody but Robert Downey Jr., or you can't really see Steve Rogers, Captain America, as anybody other than Chris Evans, then I think you can't see anybody else outside of being T'Challa except for Chadwick Boseman. And some people, and I've heard some arguments say that they feel like just recasting him kind of cheapens the contribution that Chadwick Boseman gave towards this movie. Now, I can't say if I disagree or agree with it, but I do think that it's okay to not recast him, because according to the comics, the mantle of Black Panther also goes to his sister Shuri. So,
yep.
I mean,
Well, I mean, it's hard because, like you're saying, that person will always be compared to Chadwick Boseman, and it's hard. It's like we've seen people replace people before, right, JB? Wasn't there always that comparison?
Yeah, but the thing is that a lot of times they were still alive.
That's true.
Like Ashura says, Chadwick Boseman said he didn't want to be seen as the character, and that's true. But at the same time, and even his family said that they didn't mind him being recast. And so it's kind of tough, because it's kind of a tough call, because then what if they recast him with somebody that just wasn't as high of a quality?
These are all good points. I mean, I think how I know this isn't the same per se, but you know how we make jokes about the old Aunt Viv and the new Aunt Viv?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always that comparison. There's always, like, that's the thing. Like, people always remember the original. Yeah. And so that is something that the guy who would have stepped into those shoes, he would be faced with that. He'd have to deal with that, unfortunately.
Now, my question is, how would y'all have react? I didn't watch any of the last couple of Fast and Furious movies, but did they replace Paul Walker's character?
No. And that's another example too. They wanted it to be the original team. So
my question is, how would people have felt if they recast Paul Walker's character in Fast and Furious?
That's a good point. Same thing for Star Wars, by the way. Mm-hmm. They didn't replace Carrie Fisher.
They did not replace her.
Right, they didn't. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, Notori. I feel you. She said, I just want my Storm movies.
I do too.
Me too.
I've been waiting for that for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm like, where is the Storm solo movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that she would be worthy. I think she's worthy of her own movie, because there's so much to her. But yeah, but at the same time, would I be upset if they recast T'Challa? I wouldn't, but it would have to be somebody stellar, like Oscar award-winning actor, stellar, in order to play him again. Somebody that can match Chadwick Boseman and Michael B. Jordan. Somebody that can match them both.
Yeah, it would be tough.
Yeah.
And who would want to take on that role too? Who would want that comparison?
Right? And then if he didn't do a good job, there'll be basically knives out for Ryan Coogler.
Yep. So this is the thing with Ryan Coogler. I think, people, some people said, like, what's the big deal with this movie with Black Panther? What you have to understand is, like, he had to do it the right way. If any little mistake, because this was like the first all Black Marvel movie. So if Ryan Coogler didn't do this right, it would have set a precedent.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna address this. P. Wayne Smith replaced Terrence Howard with the Don Cheadle without a word. Yes, they did. But here's the thing: is Terrence Howard still alive?
Yeah.
And it wasn't because he, anything out of his control. It was really because he, it was a business issue.
Terrence Howard said, "Give me more money." That was all about money, money, money.
That's what it was about. Same thing with Edward Norton. Because remember, Edward Norton was Hulk in the MCU first, before for Homeboy. So
I didn't think he was the right choice, though, to be honest.
Yeah. You know, it's like we know with Chadwick Boseman that him playing T'Challa was the right choice. And you know how we knew? Because we saw him in Captain America Civil War first. And we were like, yup, this is the guy. And people also need to realize that Black Panther wasn't just a movie for a lot of us Black people.
Right.
This was a cultural thing. Like, this was huge for us. And so you got an all-Black cast for a superhero, and he's not a sidekick. You know? Now, don't get me wrong, you know, Falcon and War Machine, you know, I love them, but they're sidekicks. Right? But now you got King T'Challa and a war between people saying who's richer, Bruce Wayne or Steve Tony Stark. Everybody like me is going, no, T'Challa. Who has the best tech? T'Challa. So, I mean, yeah. Colin's right. Black Panther was a movement. Black people were spending, and you know us, you know, sometimes we don't like to spend. We spent a lot of money on that movie. And Black people were going there just to help it get to over $1 billion because they wanted that representation. And it also had a plethora of very strong female roles in it too.
That's right. People saw it multiple times too.
Yeah. You know, and plus it was what was it? I
have to say it was also nice to see one of the female characters not necessarily as the love interest, but also as a smart, you know, tech savvy person, his sister. Like, it was nice to see that in like these kind of movies, to see like, hey, you know, we can do more besides being the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. And the thing is that we're ready to end him. It's the fact that there were circumstances that were beyond our control that took that actor out. So therefore, it's like you kind of like Colin said earlier in the comment, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So then if that actor, whoever replaced him, did a bad job or even did a mediocre job, it would just tear apart the movie. So it's kind of like,
yeah, it doesn't even have to be a bad job. If it's just not to that same level, that actor is going to be scrutinized. Yeah. And it'll also look bad on the movie.
Yeah. You know, and ultimately, you got to, I hate to put it this way, but Disney and Marvel, they're corporations. You know,
that's right.
I don't like to say it like that, you know, and that's not a defense, by the way, you know, because, you know, but to them, it's maximizing the most profit. So
that's right.
The best quality movie that they can think of, you know, it gets the best profit, and they don't like to take risks, right? That's what we notice about corporations. They don't like to take risks. And I'm gonna get to that story really quick because I don't want you to go without me reading the story, Stops. But they, you know, look, every great story in cinema was because of a risk. Harry Potter was a risk. You know, Iron Man was a risk. Star Wars was a risk. All the greats were risk. But capitalism, as we know, it says if you take that risk, there's a chance of it falling and failing. So that being said, they didn't want to take that chance. Even though I think that it would probably be good. They can find a really good actor. It's just.
But they announced that after he passed away, they announced that they weren't going to replace him.
That was years ago. That was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like we already knew that this was coming. So.
Yeah.
But there was a story that came across my eyes that I want to talk about too. And because, we can't escape, the system that we live in, and it even affects our entertainment. This is an article by out of New York Magazine. It says, I'm a VFX artist and I'm tired of getting pixel effed by Marvel. Yeah. And so this person's anonymous, and they talk about how they're basically, being forced to work for, without a living wage and for long hours, in a lot of these Marvel shows and movies in order to make it, to do the VFX, the visual effects. He actually touches on Black Panther.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And I want you to think back at the third act of Black Panther. He says the other issue is when we're in post-production, we don't have a director of photography involved. It costs a lot of incongruity. A good example of what happens in these scenarios is the battle scene at the end of Black Panther. The physics are completely off. Suddenly, the characters are jumping around, doing all these crazy moves like action figures in space. Suddenly, the camera is doing these motions that haven't happened in the rest of the movie. It all looks a bit cartoony. It has broken the visual language of the film. So it talks about how Marvel is very demanding, and because they don't have, a lot of competition as far as getting the top tier VFX, and they want to make their prices as low as possible so that Marvel says yes to them, because it's on a bidding scale. Then Marvel goes with them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a lot cheaper. Okay, we'll go with them because it's a business decision." So, I mean, me personally, I would have preferred, practical effects. Go the Christopher Nolan route, practical effects, most of it, and anything that you can't practical effects, then do the VFX. But yeah. Sabby. Yeah.
Well, they tried to do, or they threatened to go on strike last year, the film industry. And I think a lot of the people who are doing the tech, a lot of the people who are doing, honestly, everything in the background to make these movies happen. I mean, we wouldn't have movies or TV shows without them. It was very clear to me last year that they are underpaid and overworked.
They are.
I mean, I'm talking like people working like through the night and sleeping at the production place, or not getting enough sleep when they're driving home and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's unfortunately, I mean, it's one of those industries where the cool part about it is that you get to be on set with all these people, right? You get to meet all these actors and things like that. But at the same time, you're underpaid on a big budget movie where you have actors, some of them making millions of dollars to do the film, but the people behind the scenes are underpaid.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the biggest things. And, think about your VFX artists for movies as well as your game developers for your video games. A lot of these people are overworked and underpaid. And unfortunately, that's also the bad part about capitalism. Like, I wish the production crew owned the production company so that they can, basically work it like a co-op. Shout out to you, Roger Meadows, if you're watching. But, that's something that, I honestly think that would increase the levity of the quality of a lot of these movies. American Autopsy says, I just hope they adapt the Hickman Secret Wars, that the Beyonders are OP as fuck. They need to give us the Living Tribunal ASAP. So I think they will. It's just a matter of time, because they gave us Edison the Judge, right? Who's one of the Celestials. So if they're going to give us Living Tribunal, they're going to give us Galactus first. Let's be real. Which means they're also going to give us Silver Surfer first.
Yes.
And I cannot wait for Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer is my dude.
I just want to see a hot dude, in tinfoil. That's basically all I want to see.
Silver Surfer was cool though, man.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the coolest villains. I gotta admit, in my opinion.
Yeah. Silver Surfer, and he's super powerful. Okay, before you go, Saps, before we leave, I just want to say this. Number one, if I could have any power, I would have Silver Surfer's power along with the Phoenix Force. That would be sick. That would be really OP, but that'd be so sick. Imagine me being covered in foil all over my body, and then I have flames all around me. I look like a burning potato. Hot potato.
Oh man. I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, Subs. Just let me be awkward.
Silver Surfer. Woo!
Hot potato. Let me see. Colin also gave another super chat. Thank you so much. He said, if Robert Downey Jr. died prematurely, I don't think people would say Stark needed to be recast to give another white actor an opportunity. I think people are saying Chadwick should be replaced in part due to lack of people of color representation. That's a good point.
Well, I don't know who is Black Panther in this movie, so we'll have to find out.
Now, there's a couple of options. There's an option because in one of the comics, they resurrect Killmonger. So you could bring back Eric Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, to play a character arced Killmonger. You also have Nakia, which was his ex.
That's true.
She could play Black Panther as well. They also could include Okoye, General Okoye, to be the Black Panther.
That's true.
Because Okoye is a badass. All right. Denai Guevara, she played that part. But then in the comics, Shuri becomes Black Panther. So,
man, I have to head out, but
okay. I'm about to close up now. But yeah, so I think this is also, I put the article to the VFX artists talking about what they said in the chat. This is kind of a cool subject to talk about. I think we should talk about it, another time. So I would love to do that. What you got going on up next, Sabs?
Okay. I got my show at 8 tonight. On my channel, we're talking about one of the stories is we're talking about the recession. So yes, we are in a recession. We're going to talk about that tomorrow night on RBN, 6 p.m. Eastern time. There's actually going to be a panel on here. We're talking to the organization that is fighting back against housing displacement. They have different chapters across the U.S., but Josana met with them, the protesters that were in New York City, that were right outside of City Hall. Josana filmed that. So they're going to come on tomorrow to talk about housing displacement in New York City. So that should be pretty cool.
Nice. Okay, very cool. And then on my channel, I'm going to be doing continuing the reading for Blood in My Eye by George Jackson. I want every single one of you all to have a wonderful day. Please make sure to give this stream a like. And if you haven't already, if you're not subscribed, better make sure you're subscribed, because we want to know that you like us. So anyway, forehead kisses, love to every single one of y'all. Make sure to tune in to Sabby Sabs in 29 minutes. Lovely. Mwah! Good night, everybody. Love you.